First of all, I want to welcome everybody here today, and just a couple of things. We've got some very special guests here, and everybody in this room are very strong supporters for Boys and Girls Club Metro West. But I do want to recognize, first off, and thank them for coming, our elected officials, Senator Jamie Eldridge, State Rep Carmine Gentile, and both of them from not only the local level, but also from the state level. That's why we had to do some photos, because the Mass Alliance across the state, very supportive for clubs all across Massachusetts. So thank you for being here. Our local elected officials, just as important, and we have City Councilor Sean Navin, City Councilor Christian Dumas is right there. Now, Christian made it to our gala. Sean, I don't know, something about COVID and child or something. I'm not sure what happened there. But most importantly, so thank you all for being here and supporting the clubs the way that you do, and all of our board members. But most importantly, we have a representative here, Alicia Verity, for the Yawkey Foundation. And for the Yawkey, now, Alicia's actually known Boys and Girls Club from Metro West for a very long time. But with the Yawkey Foundation, she came out and she did a site visit, and she jumped on board right away with what we needed to do. So, Alicia, we want to thank you personally and also the foundation for the support, the advocacy to the Yawkey Foundation and what we're about to see in the other room. So thank you very much. It was $100,000 from the Yawkey Foundation, and it is a complete transformation. For those of you who know that space, and Nick, Walker Development, who did all of the renovations, knows what that space looked like before, and it was pretty scary. So thank you very much for all of the support and everything that you've done to sort of advocate this through the system. So thank you, and we're doing a toast to our new space and what is to come for our kids and the possibilities that can happen in that space moving forward. We can now say we have state-of-the-art tech, computer lab, and multipurpose room, particularly for STEM. We can say that we have that now in Marlborough. So thank you to all for being here. And here's a toast. Cheers. Now, I am going to, very quickly, I'm going to turn it over to Jamie. We'll pull the mic up a little bit because he's a little taller than me. And then we can leave it there because we have a couple of words from Dominique Jean-Pierre, who is from Avidia Bank, but also a board member of ours. So we'll have him say a couple of words as well. Jamie?
Good evening, everyone, and really honored to be here with Representative Carmine Gentile to celebrate the renovation and sort of grand opening of the tech center and multi-purpose room here at the Boys and Girls Club in Metro West for Marlborough. And so couldn't be more happy to be here again. Really appreciate Chris's leadership and the whole staff advocating for funding. And so hopefully what everyone has an appreciation for is, first of all, gratefulness to the Yawkey Foundation for creating today's celebration. But also speaking about the alliance, the Boys and Girls Alliance for the state, is that Representative Gentile, myself, Representative Gregoire, of course, advocated for, I think it was a $10 million increase in the line item for Boys and Girls Clubs across the state. And so my understanding is that's going to lead to some further improvements here. I was just at the Assabet Boys and Girls Club in Maynard, which I also represent, and they just did a grand opening on a playground. So it's just so wonderful to see the ability for the state to provide some extra support to the Boys and Girls Clubs who do such an amazing job and don't have to tell anyone here the difference they make in the lives of young people. I was talking to Dominique before the formal proceedings began. You know, this is not your father's Boys and Girls Club, if you will, is this tech center, which I'm looking forward to seeing, is something that obviously, you know, was not available for previous generations, but it's so critical to make sure that young people are being challenged and keeping busy and connecting the skills that can lead them to even better lives. So thank you to each one of you for all that you do to make this Boys and Girls Club such a special place. Very proud to represent Marlborough. And I have a citation here from Representative Gentile, Representative Gregoire, and myself. So, Chris, if I can just present this to you. And so it's a citation from the Massachusetts Senate and House. Hereby extends congratulations to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Metro West in recognition of the momentous occasion of the grand opening of the Marlboro Clubhouse Tech Center and Multipurpose Room, as is signed by Senate President Karen Spoka, Speaker Mariano, and Marlboro's legislators. So congratulations and thank you.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
So Chris kind of stole my thunder with the state of the art, but we'll get to that. I didn't tell anyone what I wrote today, so I was pretty curious how you found out. But all right, guys. So again, my name is Dominique Jean-Pierre. I am on the board here for the club. I've been serving for about 2 years. It's been an amazing experience so far to be part of this organization and to see the great things that they've been doing. Did you do that too, Chris? Was that on you? I just wanted to thank everyone for coming today and celebrating this grand reopening of the Tech Center. I especially want to thank the Yawkey Foundation for their generous support and help in the renovations that took place today. It's hard to believe, but at one point, I was actually a club kid in these walls. My parents still live in Marlboro, and they could tell you firsthand that I did not want to leave this place when they came to pick me up. Steve can tell you they would call my name 4 or 5 times, and I'd be finishing something up or in the gym or in the tech center, and I just didn't want to leave. In my younger days, most of my time was spent in the tech center. My dad worked for HP at the time, so I was always around and intrigued by computers. So you can imagine a room full of them put me in my happy place at that point. During those years, we had the big floppy disks. We had MS-DOS. Who remembers MS-DOS, right? You had to type everything in, type in the commands. And the internet was kind of, I think it was dial-up, but we were starting to get that high-speed internet. So it was basic, but to me, it was a lot of technology. It was really engaging and able to get my mind working. As I grew, technology got better. Before you know it, we had faster internet, more access to software, and increased ability to do more. The Tech Center to me, as a child, was the equivalent of being in the NASA Space Center. So when you're my age, you're 7, 8, you see all this stuff, you're like, oh my God, like there's just so much there. At home, I didn't have access to all the programs and the gadgets that were offered here. I couldn't create animation and bring it to life. I couldn't use software to create music. And I couldn't make Legos move by programming them and getting them to perform different tasks throughout the day. This was a place that gave me access to that technology. I would never know this existed outside of what you learn in school, which is really Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, and Microsoft Excel. Here, I was empowered to create masterpieces, learn new skills, and most importantly, be myself. Now, as an adult and a much more mature person, right, Chris? Much mature. Oh, please, don't stop. When I reflect on my time at the club and the tech center, I can easily say that the time I spent here learning and the experience I had helped me become the successful person I am today. I'm surrounded by technology at my job. Things are changing every day, and it's up to me to adapt, apply, and teach others how to succeed through those changes. Look at the world today. We have self-driving electric cars. We have breakthrough science in healthcare. 3D printing is starting to make its impact, okay? These feats are being done by adults my age, in my age bracket, and slightly older. Think about that. We started with MS-DOS, okay? Remember that. That's very important. When I look at the room, and I know I got a sneak preview, it's 1,000 times different from when I came here as a club kid. There were only 19 computers, and we literally had to wait 5 to 10 minutes for each one to boot up, okay? We all know that pain. We all know that pain. Now look at what we have there. Multiple iPads that can hold so much data in them. The processing is unmatched. An actual 3D printer and a fully capable STEM room. And I was telling Steve, if I had the 3D printer when I was there, I would spend every minute finding something to build. I can't wait to see what happens with that. This is where our youth is starting from. Think about when we teach a 7 to 16-year-old how to 3D print. There's so much time over the years that they will have to refine their skills and become better. This is a state-of-the-art room. This is a room that a young mind can come in and shape themselves to create the next breakthrough tech of the future. I cannot wait to see what the youth begin to work on here in the next few years. Hopefully, I'll be on the board for a very long time, right, Chris? I think. Yeah, all right. because I hope that one day I will get to hear from a young adult who was inspired because they were given the chance to grow and develop in an area that they never knew existed. This impact from the Yawkey Foundation will last a lifetime. And on behalf of the board and the staff here, we cannot thank you enough for this gift. Thank you so much.
Before we do head into the room, and Alicia, I don't know if you want to just be a silent partner or if you want to say anything. I'm not going to put you on the spot. You decide.
Thank you very much. I think the only thing I would like to say is congratulations to all you do for what you do every day for these wonderful, high-potential children. So your leadership, your commitment, it's me who's thanking you.
Last piece before we go in there, and just, I want to make sure that when you do go in, look at some of the iPads, because the before, you're seeing the after in the renovations. The before are on the iPads, and the rooms were pretty scary before. And Alicia did a site visit, so, you know, she knew what she was advocating for. The last piece I want to say, and we have Mary Murphy, who's superintendent of Marlborough Public Schools with us, and Dawn, they do a lot more in the public schools now, just so you know.
I know.
So we're going to be looking to the public schools to be able to help us figure out exactly what we should be doing here. But thank you, Mary, for being here. And so I think we're ready to go on in. All right, is this a 3, 2, 1?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.